Hi, Talu. Sorry for not getting back to you earlier on this. I didn't realize that you were asking for assignment help on the Skype, and I had a really busy weekend with the Santa Claus parade and some other stuff going on. So I actually didn't even unpack my iPad from my laptop case all weekend long. So you are asking for help on this one, and I'm also going to send you a website that explains it really well and shows you some more examples of this. You can Google Pascal's triangle pathways, and there's some good sites there. So all we do here is we're counting the number of paths that are possible to get from one vertex to another. And so, for instance, if I'm starting at A, then there's one path to take me to this vertex, and there's one path to take me to this vertex. But there's two ways for me to get to this vertex, right? I can go along here and then across, or I can go along here and then across. So now we kind of keep adding on. There's only one way to get to this guy and only one way to get to that one. But again, one way to get here, but two ways to get here, and so on. So if there's one here and there's one plus two, then there's three ways to get here. And so here, if there's two ways and one way, that's three. That should be a three, sorry. Then 3 plus 3 makes 6 ways here, and 6 plus 1 makes 7. And you see how we're adding as we go along? So 3 plus 1 gives us 4 different ways here, and 4 plus 6 makes 10, and so on. So the bottom, I won't complete that whole grid. You can kind of see where we're going on that, I think. But the bottom one is very similar in that you start off the same. All of these pathways are 1, 1, 1, 1, and so on. The only thing that's going to change is when you get to these areas here where there's a break in the grid. And so it's just going to change the number of pathways that you can use to get from point A to point B. So we're still going to do it the same. 1 and 1 makes 2, and 1 and 2, that's a 2. 1 and 2 makes 3, and so on. 1 and 3 makes 4. But if we go across here, 3 and 3 makes 6, 6 and 4 makes 10. If we put a 1 here, then there's only one way to get here, and we're kind of almost like starting over here. So, sorry, that shouldn't be a 1 there, that should be a 2. 1 plus 1 is 2, and so on. And there's only one way to get here. And so 2 plus 1 makes 3, and so on. And so you just keep going like that. And when you have these breaks, it's just going to sort of slow down the progression, and your numbers won't grow as fast. So like I said, I'll also give you the website, a website address for one that explains a lot more examples like this, and maybe one or two that you might even find on your quiz when you do the quiz on this topic. Okay, here we go.